What's going on, guys? It is the Pax Player Arcade here, back with another video for you guys. In this video, I'm going to talk about a really cool game in our collection. It's called Pole Position. We've had this machine for a few years now. It's a really cool game. As you can see, it is the Cockpit cabinet, if I stand back here. The Atari Pole Position came out in an upright model and a cockpit model, and this is the cockpit model. It is the only cockpit machine we have in our collection. Show you a quick look at some of the artwork here. Unfortunately, this corner has been taken away at some point. We did not do that. It was like that when we bought it. And along the bottom is really where it's a little dirty, it's a little banged up. This corner is still good though. This corner is still in good shape, which is good. This is just a really cool cabinet. I'll show you the back of it. There's also artwork back here, which is cool. And again, along the bottom, this corner is also a little dinged up like the other one. But one thing that's cool is that when they designed this cabinet, they designed it with, this is a wooden cabinet, and then in this part back here, they put a little piece of plexi back here so that way you can stand around and watch people play it, which is really cool. And then here's the topper for the machine. This was actually missing when we bought it, but we actually lucked out. We found someone on eBay that was selling just this and nothing else, so we bought it from them, which is really cool. So we were able to put this on our machine. You can see Pole Position, Fuji Speedway. That's the track that you race on in Pole Position. Speed limit through corner. Recommended driving course. Apply brakes. First corner. Reduce speed using engine brake. Accelerate and stay ahead of other cars. 0.1 kilometer radius turn. Counter steer when sliding. Steer towards skid. If sliding left, turn wheel left. Hairpin turn. And this is the hardest turn in the game, in my opinion. Reduce speed with foot brake. Successful completion of turn depends on braking skill. Final corner. Stay to inside of track to make corner. Outside corner, inside corner. Engineered and designed by Namco Limited. Manufactured under license by Atari Inc. So that's pretty cool. It gives you like tips and stuff for how to play the game. Here's the back of the machine. This is actually the first machine that I can show you the back of it because it's not right up against the wall like our other machines. And we got some antique Coca-Cola knickknacks here, which is really awesome. And has some of the original stickers from the factory. I did some research online. I saw some sites that said they made around 32 or 3,300 of these. I'm not sure exactly how many of these were made, but some of the websites I found online, that's what they said. I know it's at least 1,924 because serial number on this one is 1924, and the SD stands for sit down because you sit down when you play it. If it was the upright model, it would say UR and then the serial number. And we do have an exhaust fan on it, which I highly recommend if you do own a pole position, because I'm sure you guys already know that pole position is a very, very difficult game to not only get working but also keep working. The chips on the game board can overheat, but one thing that can help with the cooling of the PCB is having an exhaust fan on it. So I highly recommend putting an exhaust fan on it if there is not one on it already. Alright, I turn the flash on so I can show you guys the inside of the cab. The cockpit cabinet has a gas and brake pedal. The upright just has a gas pedal. That's really the only difference between the controls. There's a shifter, high and low shifter, with a awesome Atari logo, and a steering wheel that also has an Atari logo, which is really cool. But yeah, the cockpit has a gas and a brake pedal, and the upright just has a gas pedal. That's the only difference that I can think of in terms of the controls. And the upright, I think, just has 2 speakers, but the cockpit has 4. As you can see, there's a speaker there, speaker right there, and 2 speakers in the back here where you sit. So it has 4-channel audio, which is really cool. So here are the instructions. Control panel's in pretty nice shape. Steering wheel and shifter again. This is for the main race. And it says Atari Racing, which is really cool. Coin door, it is a little beat up, but it is original and it does work. Well, the right coin slot works. The left coin slot's actually missing the slam switch at the bottom, so only the right side works. And then this is a credit button that was installed at some point by a previous owner. They also had an on-off switch installed right here. That was also installed by a previous owner, but we removed that because the on-off switch in the back works just fine. And then we just use a piece of electrical tape to cover up the hole that was there to put in the switch. You get a little placemat here for your feet. Here's the bezel. The cardboard bezel in ours is a little beat up, as you can see. But the actual glass bezel is in pretty nice shape. There are some spots where the artwork's kind of flaked off. And here's the look like at the top. So when you sit inside the cockpit, this is what you see at the top of it, and then at the sides, and then if you look out the back, that's what it looks like. But yeah, as you can see, really, really cool. And this monitor, we did have the original monitor when we bought it, but unfortunately we broke the neck on the tube, so we had to replace it. So we got this tube to replace it. So unfortunately we don't have the original monitor working because we had it when we bought it, but we broke the neck on the tube, which is unfortunate. So now we have this monitor in here, but this monitor does work awesomely. And as I mentioned before, this is a very hard game to not only get working but also keep working. This is definitely the game that gives us the most issues here in our arcade. But that does not make it any less awesome. It is still a really, really great game. And it's a pretty hard game too. We have it on the Twin Galaxies tournament settings. And I think that's the hardest possible settings you can have for the game. But it is pretty fun. I really like it a lot. So I will turn the machines on and show you guys some gameplay of an Atari pole position in the cockpit cabinet. Okay, so now I have all the games turned on here. And it's cool because when you sit in the cockpit, this is kind of your view of the arcade that you get. Goes around there. Okay, so let me put a quarter in and start it up. Our gas pedal is having some issues. Sometimes I really need to like step down on it for it to work, but it might just need to be cleaned or adjusted, not sure. So let me put a quarter in. So this is the qualifying lap. I have to beat this lap within a certain time in order to qualify for the main race, which can be either 3 or 4 laps depending on the settings. Like I said, we have ours set to 4. Alright, so I got the pole position. So now we're in the main race, which like I said is 4 laps, because that's what we have it set to. Alright, so I didn't beat the lap, and I ran out of time. So now I put in my initials. I'll use the brake pedal to put in my initials to show you guys that works. There we go. Alright, so that is Pole Position by Atari in the cockpit cabinet. Very awesome game. Very cool to play, especially in the cockpit cabinet. Upright is also cool too. I've played on the upright before. It's just an awesome game. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. More videos coming soon. And have a good one, guys. Peace out.